Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready?
Hey, I'm Michael Homula, and today we are pulling the cork on. I can't tell you, and you're going to find out why in just a minute. We're talking to the founder of Winerazzo, and you're going to learn all about what Winerazzo is here in just a minute. Without further ado, founder of Winerazzo, how you doing today?
Good, Michael. Thanks for having us out today.
Absolutely. We're excited about it. So tell me exactly, what is Winerazzo?
Winerazzo is a website where we go out and we bring back and tell visitors to wineries exactly what they can expect when they go to a particular winery. We think going and tasting the wine is only part of the experience, and the other part of it is the actual experience that you get and service that you get when you visit the winery. And we want the visitors to actually get the whole experience and understand what they're getting when they go in.
So you guys are like mystery shoppers for wine tasting rooms and wineries, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, very, very cool. So who is Winerazzo? Who's all involved in this?
Well, there's a couple of us who are involved. We've actually worked in tasting rooms before. We are enjoyers of wine. We are folks who like to go out and visit wineries. So we are behind the bar. We actually get to see visitors come in and go, I've had this experience at this winery, and, I don't know that I would go back. Or I've had this really great experience at a winery, and I don't think people necessarily always hear that. So we, behind the tasting bar, wanted to bring that experience out to the folks who may go out and visit other wineries.
How long has Winerazzo been in operation?
Winerazzo's been in operation for just a couple months. We started in the February, March timeframe to add wineries to the website, and so far we've hit almost 50 wineries.
So what was the impetus for starting this? Why did you start Winerazzo?
Well, once we heard the folks coming into the wine tasting room and saying, the experience I had is good or not good at this particular winery, but also they came in and said, I wish I really would have known X, Y, or Z about a particular winery.
Okay. So what do you look for when you're on one of your mystery shops of these wineries and these tasting rooms? Kind of what are the criteria that you're evaluating them on?
Sure. We look at 4 different criteria. One is the first is the wine tasting experience, and that is, when you actually just taste the wine, are you getting things that you need to have a nice experience? So are they giving you a tasting sheet that has a lot of good information about the wines that you can take home with you so, you can take notes and remember? Are there crackers there? Do they have dump buckets? Are they giving you a rinse? What kind of a glass are they using? We've been to a couple wineries where they're almost giving you like a little shot glass, and they expect you to be able to try to get a good, as you do wine tasting, get a nice sniff. You can't really do that in a little dinky glass. So how do they expect you to really experience the wine? So that's the first thing. The second thing that we look at is the staff service and knowledge. So do the people behind the bar go, I don't know? Are they treating you nice when you come in? Are they going out of their way? We were at a winery this past weekend that was extremely busy. They didn't have enough room at the bar. They were doing tastings at the table, right out on the tasting room floor to try to accommodate their guests. Good service. That's number 2. Number 3 is seating and picnic areas. Do they have places that you can sit inside and out? Do they have, a nice area, enough chairs? Is it just 3 tables in the tasting room? Are there maybe, a whole bunch of extra tables in a different room away from the tasting room? How about outside? You want to stay for the day. You want to visit. Do they have tables that you can sit outside on? Are they covered? Are you out in the sun, drinking a bottle of wine, sweating your butt off? That's number 3. And then the last is the overall atmosphere and ambiance. What's the feel of the winery? Do they advertise it as a fun place and you get in there and they're all stuffy and uptight? You don't feel comfortable walking around? Also, do they have some nice views? You're going to sit outside for the day. Again, we went to a place this weekend. Beautiful views. I could have stayed there all day. So those are the 4 main criteria that we look at when we rate wineries.
So you're not really evaluating the wine itself. You're evaluating the experience of being at the winery, correct?
Absolutely, that's correct. And the reason is because everybody's palate's different.
So tell me, I'm sure that in your time of visiting wineries and wine tasting rooms, you've got the good, the bad, and the ugly. What's the best thing that you've seen from a wine tasting room? What's like the coolest experience that you can talk about?
we've been to a couple places that have an absolutely beautiful facility. We've gone in, we've gotten a really nice tasting with good pours that weren't skimpy. The staff behind the bar knew what they were talking about. We were able to ask questions, converse with them, not only about wine, because I think it's good that they know about wine, but they also can carry conversations about other topics as well. So you feel welcome. You feel almost like you're going to your, not to say a neighborhood bar, but maybe you're going to your favorite wine bar, and you're sitting there talking with the folks. And not only that, but when we're done, we were able to buy a glass of wine, sit outside, found a place, because I said the facility was beautiful and had fantastic views, and I could have sat there all day with my picnic and not had to leave, and except probably family would be upset that I wouldn't show up back at home.
So tell me, what's the worst experience you've had? Again, I know you're not going to name the winery, but what's the worst experience you had? What have you seen?
It's very, very unfortunate. We've had some very bad service, and most of it, when you have bad service, that can wreck everything else. And I've gone to do a tasting, and the guy came up and said, well, here's a sheet, here's our first wine, you can read what it says, read there, okay, see you later, and left. He came back, he attempted to rinse my glass with water, the water squirted out of the glass, hit me in the head, he continued on, here's the next wine, it's sort of good, read the sheet, not a fun atmosphere, not a place I'd want to sit. And the fact that the service was bad and I got splashed with water, no apology, and we didn't get any service, and it really wasn't that busy, just totally turned me off to the place.
So what's the future of Wine Arazzo?
The future for us right now, to start, is to expand into some other states. And basically for us, aside from us reviewing, other users can review. So trying to, as I like to call it, unlock other states where people can go and find their favorite winery, create an account, which doesn't cost anything, and go in and review their wineries that are their favorites. From there, we hope to possibly open up into having some other folks do reviews for us. Right now, it's just us. We won't be able to get out to the West Coast that easy, but maybe looking into seeing if some other folks can help us out. But right now, it's just us. And then, two, look into see if we can maybe start doing secret shopper for hire for wineries that are maybe looking to improve their experience that they have.
Now, consumers can come to your site as well and put in their thoughts and feelings about a particular winery or wine tasting room experience, correct?
Absolutely.
How do they do that?
What they'll need to do is just go to winearazzo.com. On the left-hand side, we have a little portlet that folks can register and create an account. Again, it doesn't cost anything, and there's really no, folks sometimes are wary about putting a lot of information in. Basically, it asks for a name, a user ID, and an email address, so we can send you a login and an activation link, and that's it. And then folks can go back in, log in, pick their winery, and then review the winery from there.
Thank you so much for your time today. We really enjoyed pulling the cork on Wine Arazzo. And go ahead, Ted, check out the website, folks. It's a really great site. It's kind of interesting. It's really neat to see what they're doing. I think they're trending in the right direction, and this is a really cool site for you to visit. You can also follow you guys on Twitter, right? What are you on Twitter?
I'm just Wine Arazzo on Twitter as well. So WINERAZZO. Yep.
All right, perfect. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us today on Pulling the Cork.
Welcome.
Wine Arazzo.
I appreciate it.
We got 3 minutes and we're out of here. The clock is ticking and we're in the clear. We got